packed field in Madrid. Elena Rybakina has momentum, but does she win her second straight tournament? What's up, everybody? It's John Eric Paul here to do a preview and prediction of this year's 2024 Madrid Open. Should be a fun and exciting tournament. Let's get started by looking at some of the top players to watch in this year's tournament. You have the world number one, Iga Swiatek. I mean, what else is there to say about Iga? All of her accomplishments this week being her 100th career week as the world's number one women's tennis player, obviously tabbed as the queen of clay as of late. You also have Coco Gauff. I also like her on clay. She's made a French Open final before. She does need to find a little bit of a neck skier. We've seen her make some runs into tournaments, but hasn't gotten over that hump yet here in 2024. Then there's Elena Rybakina, a big win in Germany. Is she going to win a 1,000 event here, though? Big question. She hasn't won one yet this year. Came very close, but she has won a bunch of 500 events. She has 4 WTA 500 victories so far here in 2024. Then you have Aryna Sabalenka. Will she break out? It's going to happen at some point here this year. We know she got off to that fast start, winning the Australian Open, then a lot of problems with her personal life that we're all aware of. Is she going to break out now here for a second time here in 2024? Then there's also Maria Sakkari, playing pretty good here as of late. Also a very good clay player. Now, let's get into how we're going to predict things here. Going to get the easy one out of the way here. And that is Elena Rybakina is probably going to be in this year's final. Just look at Rybakina's draw. It's a very, very good draw. She's also been playing great. We just saw her last week in Germany get that big win over Iga Swiatek in the semifinals there before going on, winning the tournament, getting a nice brand new card there as well. There's Aryna Sabalenka on her half of the bracket. There's a lot of questions, of course, about her. Now, Danielle is on Rybakina's side of the bracket. She's definitely a sleeper here, but I just think Rybakina is too consistent. I really don't see anybody challenging Rybakina on that half of the bracket there. Now, the other half, that's where things get fun. I really like a lot of these matchups or potential matchups here when you look at the bracket. For example, this is a possible quarterfinal matchup here. Iga Swiatek and Maria Sakkari. Two players obviously very good on the clay courts. Obviously, both are playing very well right now. So we'll see how that would play out. Of course, both of them have to get that far. If that is the case, though, Iga's probably a little too good there. I would like Iga in that matchup, but you also have Coco Gauff. You'd imagine she's probably going to be in the semifinals. But don't forget, Ostapenko's floating out there in that half of the bracket. She's definitely a sleeper there as a former French Open champion. And with all of these possible scenarios or questions for me, going to go on the side of consistency here. Iga Swiatek has been very good on clay over the last 4 years. She's won 3 of the last 4 French Opens. Obviously one of the best clay players in the world, if not the best women's clay player in the world. I'd put her in that category. I know people have been putting a little bit of pushback there, but irregardless, I'm going with Iga Swiatek, Elena Rybakina in this year's final. Rybakina has owned the matchup with Iga Swiatek. Iga's had some problems with Elena Rybakina, but I'm not ready to write Iga off just yet, especially on clay. I think Iga Swiatek is going to win this year's Madrid Open.